Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I see a few people hiding out there. We've got Michael. We got Fish and Loaves. We got two hiding in the secrets. Oh, wait, one of those is me. Oops. Okay, there's one other person hiding. So before we get started, due to everybody's trying to make money off of everybody else for nothing, we have to put up the fair use policy. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the U.S. Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use purposes for such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. And that is what everything used this evening shall be, is used for research. So let me get that out of the way. Get back to chat. Hey, Butch. There's Al. And of course, we got Gal. And me.
All right.
So, anything you two want to bring up before we get started on what I've got?
Go ahead, Dave.
Oh, I got something you're going to like, Al. Matter of fact, we're going to it first. You ready?
I'm ready.
Al, are you
Yep.
ready?
I'm ready.
Read the screen.
Well, that's nothing new. It's New York. They always have UFOs over there.
Yeah, but read all of it.
Let's see. Pyramid-shaped UFOs.
Nearly double.
Doubled.
Okay.
There's no audio, so and this part of the clip is U.S. government property, so nobody can claim copyright. Now that part I can't. Yep, that I can't do.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get rid of that now. Oops, can't show her yet.
Yeah.
Oops, I got rid of the other one. Dang it. Darn it. Fat-fingered mouse clicks. So, yeah. UFOs becoming quite the topic as of late. All kinds of people saying, I seen a UFO.
Big deal.
Yeah, I mean, since
Seen
Roswell.
one, you've
it's been
seen
a-
them all.
Yep.
When I tell
That's
people I've seen hundreds of UFOs, they just look at me, Uncle Alan's that crazy kook. And then when they see a UFO, they're all freaking out, waving their arms.
Yeah. And then you say, wait, you're the crazy kook, right?
Yep.
All right, so I figured we'd hit some highlights of the news for the last, well, at least 24 hours. I'll have to go look up the La Severe volcano again. It has turned into a humanitarian crisis. That might be here on Yahoo. Dems criticized Biden for his refugee cap recently, as in today. He said he's going to pretty much kind of stick with what's already going on, but he's going to ease some restrictions. So there's less children being held down there now without their parents.
In the camps that
Currently exist.
that Biden built. I mean,
Obama.
Obama. Yeah.
Yeah, you had it right the first time.
Yeah.
Same president. same controller.
He was involved in that too.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was.
And a lot of people don't know what's the real reason why they're sending all these kids up here. Whoops.
Ooh, extra plus up. If you're a single parent, or yeah, well, pretty much this applies to most parents, but if you're a single parent, you could start getting plus up payments arriving weekly.
Yeah. And then along with it comes the increase to your taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but they're not
So they-
telling them about that. They're saying it won't increase their taxes.
So they
You mean they lied again?
Don't make me laugh.
They lied again? Come on, our government wouldn't do that to us, would they?
The government,
Yeah,
no. The
well.
demon rats, yes.
IRS to send supplemental stimulus payments to 2020 tax filers. So if you file taxes, you'll get another stimulus check. Wait a minute. Where's all this money coming from? Anybody got any ideas?
Yeah,
'Cause I don't.
I know exactly where it's coming from.
Never land.
They ordered the Mint to start printing off a whole bunch of extra money.
Wait a minute. The prints aren't printing any money, though. That's the bad part. They're not actually printing any money.
You want to
It's
hear the
all
bad,
numbers. It's all ones and zeros in a computer program. There
right?
is no actual money being printed.
But you want to hear the bad news, Dave, or the good news?
There is no good news.
Oh, okay. Good news, it's one of our allies that's loaning us the loans. Unfortunately, Japan sent Prime Minister Segura to talk to Bobo about owing them money. Because guess how much money did America borrowed from Japan? And it's not funny, folks.
Too much.
A lot. It's like normally Segura would not be coming over to America to talk to Bobo about this problem because Japan wants their money and it's due.
Yeah.
So is China, actually.
Yep.
But the thing is, there's no actual money being printed. If you check the U.S. mints, and there's 3 main mints. There's 2 small ones that are kind of not talked about very often, but there's 3 main mints, and they're not really printing anything more than normal.
Yep.
They're keeping up with the standard printing procedures that have been in place for the last 60 years. Money gets taken out of circulation at banks because it's old, ripped, and torn up, and new money is printed to replace what is taken out of circulation.
But the some of the money that would normally be removed from circulation is being pumped back in to give it a couple more years of use before it comes out permanently. But they are increasing the number of bills in circulation slowly. And has anybody heard anything about the coin shortage lately?
Nope. Still see signs every now and again, but not very often.
Which is kind of ridiculous. Since what happened to all the coins? Did somebody melt them all down?
Yeah, it
Or
was
was-
fear over COVID. Nobody wanted to touch coins.
or was it the fact that Miss Plastic Face ordered the mints and the central bank not to release any, just to hold it?
Yep.
I can't say whether that's true or not. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Hey, Rebel Candles are treasured home. Good evening, you two.
Hey, guys.
Next up is Biden says a $50,000 student loan forgiveness would cancel about 84% of borrowers' debt.
How about instead of forgiving the debt on student loans, make those blankety blanks get out there, earn, get a job and repay it, and instead forgive the debt on cancer victims for all the stuff they're incurring for their medical treatment.
Folks.
But then who would pay the doctor?
Yeah, true. But also, they don't read the fine print. Remember, I did a video on forced conscription. If you say, oh, the government will pay that, read the fine print. You owe them 10 years of service. And it could be any service. They could strap you naked with a pair of combat boots and a jock strap with a landmine and say, here, go fight the Iraqis, or here, go fight the Chinese, or here, you go fight the Russians. That's your payment for your college education, folks. And they're pressing for the Supreme Court to okay both sexes. So the guy next to you is a girl or whatever, and he got the landmine and combat boots and a jockstrap. We're all equal. All forced conscription.
Hey, Brass.
Sorry. Sorry,
That's
Dave.
okay.
Got a little excited. Nobody reads the fine print.
More on financial. New stimulus bill includes expanded child credit, but you'll need to do this to get it. I don't want to read fine print. I already know what it says. It's not exactly pretty. That doesn't look very happy. Right there. This is one I was looking for a minute ago. Florida Senate votes to end no-fault auto insurance. What does that mean for drivers? Well, considering I come from a state that has no-fault insurance, Michigan, which I love Michigan, no-fault insurance means everybody's insurance in that state is stupid sky high for what they should be paying in other states where there is no-fault insurance. No-fault insurance, for those who don't know or don't live in that kind of a state, means it doesn't matter who hit who in an accident. Nobody's at fault. Everybody takes home a trophy. Oh, wait, wrong thing. Basically, it is the same
Hey,
thing.
you sounded a lot like Steve there.
Yeah, we come from the same generation. What can I say? Yeah, no-fault insurance was the stupidest thing they ever decided by state legislatures, because that means somebody who is driving without insurance can get away with doing that and not have to pay for it. Therefore, the person with insurance, their insurance company's paying for everything. That person's insurance also goes sky high now because the other idiot was driving without insurance. So, I mean, it's no fault is stupid. But that's just my personal opinion.
Hey, Brastard. You found a 39 nickel. Woo!
Awesome.
Any nickels and quarters and dimes before 1965 are real silver.
Well, pennies and nickels aren't silver.
No. What I'm saying, nickels, dimes, and quarters before 1965 are silver in them.
Right, but nickels don't never carry silver.
Yeah, before 1965.
It was.
Because you try putting you try putting one of those in one of those green coin things where you put all the coins in. It spits it out because it's it doesn't recognize just the silver. And I saw a person from a laundromat running all their coins through there, and all the coins that was kicking out goes more silver, more silver, more silver. That's what the coin operated laundromats do. They go to these coin recycling places, run all their money through it, and it automatically kicks out all the silver coins because it's not the proper weight.
Yep. Okay, April 15th is not tax day for those who didn't know, which is yesterday.
Yeah. It's been pushed off a month for the federal government.
No. Nobody has to file their taxes by the 15th of this year. It was extended 1 month.
Right. I know the federal did it, but did every state follow suit?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you haven't filed your taxes, you probably should before the deadline. That way, if you are due a refund, you're more likely to get it before the deadline hits. Because once the deadline hits, whatever day I don't remember what day it was. I should look it up so y'all know.
The 15th next month.
May 17th.
May 17th?
Yep, May 17th.
Oh, because of the weekend, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I would get it filed and done now. Because a lot of people are going to wait because all these news agencies are saying, if you do a stimulus check, don't file your taxes just yet. And so all those people who didn't file their taxes yet are going to wait until then. Then the IRS's algorithm is going to say, hey, you get an audit. Yes, you're audited. Ha ha ha. Happy to know you. And you're going to be sitting there going, oh, poop.
It'd be more funnier. Let's see.
Well, let's see. Anything else? I'm hoping I can find that one you told me about, Gil, but I don't think it's going to show up on here.
Which one?
Well, it's not about my child, that's for sure. He may come missing for a minute. Anywho, the BLM one, but I don't think
BLM? Yeah, that was on. And I think I put that in the private chat.
Yeah, I've got it up here. I was just trying to find it here.
Oh, no, it's been blocked all over the place by the news medias. The fake news and social news like Facebook. We are sorry, but we cannot permit this under our guidelines.
Well,
Yeah, well,
they can't block this one because it's actually in their favor to not block it.
Yeah.
But I find this one funny. Pelosi mocked AOC squad members when they arrived in Congress. See how perfect I am? A house divided shall not stand because it can't.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark Cuban's the next billionaire went into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Every time they do that, Uncle Alan's very happy. I have to go and get money from Bitcoin because here, take your $800. Leave us alone. Go away. Okay.
Okay, here's a disturbing trend that may start. New monthly stimulus checks for families will start in July, IRS now says. Well, I can only see one group of people that are going to be super ecstatic that this is happening.
Yeah. The no workers.
No, not even them. The people I'm thinking of actually work, although it's not a legit job, they work. Can anybody guess who I'm referring to?
Strippers?
Anybody? Huh?
Strippers?
No, in some areas that's still a legal profession.
Oh.
All right.
Here but not here cooking. Saw you were on. Just coming to show you some support and a big thank you. Thank you, Miss Queen of the North. Did you get your package yet? Inquiring minds want to know.
It's Canada. It's
There is Miss
probably,
Courtney. What's that, Al?
it's Canada probably sniffing for drugs.
Don't choke on it, Gil. But you're kind of right, Al. So the people that are going to be super happy to see all this extra money flowing in are the drug dealers.
That's
Because
not
lot
a
of these
job.
people-
That's a
I
hobby.
never. They're working. I didn't say it was a job. I said they're working, and I didn't say. I also said it wasn't legit.
Okay.
But okay. Miss Queen of the North did get her package, so both packages I signed on with have made it to their destinations. Yeah.
Hey,
Anywho, back to
Hey,
my
Courtney.
thought. Drug dealers are going to be super happy because a lot of these people that really could use that money. And I'm not saying, there are people that don't need it, because there are people that don't need it. Sadly, there are people that really need it are going to misuse it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to put it toward smoking.
plasma TB.
I got an old LED that's got a line through it. I'm still using it. Suck it up, buttercup, and use what you got. But no, the drug issue is going to be expounded exponentially if there's an actual monthly increase in some people's revenue. And unfortunately, the drug dealers are the ones that are going to profit from it immensely. There's going to be more cases of death and destruction because of it.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, Dave, you need a new LED. Do you have
No.
a whatchamacallit, electronics recycling center near your house?
Nope, I ain't worried about it.
Oh shoot! Because you could get a side job helping them out as a volunteer, and people throw away perfectly good, brand new for the newest models.
Yes.
And I got 1, 2,
Hey, Kathy.
3. I got 4
Okay.
for 5 hours of volunteering. Because
Yeah, they wouldn't like me in there because I would probably change half their status quo. That's not junk. That can be fixed.
Yep.
Well, how do you know how to fix it? And I just walk over my soldering iron and fix it. You want a job? No, I can't work because I'm disabled. Can't you see how shaky my darn hands are with soldering iron? I burn myself more often than I solder stuff. Can't do it no more.
that's why you volunteer.
At least not the way I used to do it.
You volunteer as a good Christian.
And yes, unfortunately, Kathy, you were partially correct on that. They will put a lot of those down as dragon problems.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Don't
Uh-oh.
forget Kathy's North Star Prepsters, right?
You're
Yep.
a prep stutter, yes.
Okay. I have brain damage, folks, so don't trust me.
Al,
What?
stop snorting the white powder. That is powdered sugar.
Sugar has no effect other than raising your blood pressure.
I'm diabetic.
That too. Alarm growing in Michigan. Governor faces shutdown dilemma as dragon cases continue to rise. Fake news.
Yeah.
You heard it here
Yay.
first, folks.
What was that? There was one. Orange County Sheriff. Let me see if I can find it here for you.
Wow, $1,000 bet on Dogecoin at the start of 2021 could now buy you a Tesla. And about 5 months from now, it won't be worth what they paid for it. Because actual Bitcoin will blow it out of the water. They always do. The only thing that's competing with Bitcoin is Ethereum.
Yep.
So if you folks want to get into something like that, I would say Ethereum is better than Bitcoin, but neither one is cheap to get into.
Right. And you should have done it 5 years ago.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Who's crazy now?
I can't find it. Dang it. Yeah, the Orange County Sheriff came out against some bill in the California Senate against. Let's see if that brings it up.
Well, I just seen a headline that's disturbing. But we'll hit the first one. American voters overwhelmingly like the stuff the GOP wants to strip out of Biden's infrastructure plan. Gee, maybe the GOP is growing a voice. I doubt it.
Nah, they're worried about their own money makers. Lori, don't get a shot from AstraZeneca. They're having
No.
serious problems because my nephew, who is what's the guy who studies people's brains? He's like a forensics something or another that studies people's brains after effect of certain drugs.
That'd be Igor.
No.
No, he didn't say eat the brains. He said study the brains.
Right,
That'd
because
be normal.
he works for a laboratory that looks at brains after have been affected by certain drugs and stuff. And he said, if you're in a percentage, if you're older and you have certain medical issues, AstraZeneca tends to blow your brains apart because what it does, it makes clots that you would not believe. He counted over 1,000 in one lady's brain that he was dissecting and was writing the report on. Just
Here's something that's disturbingly going around the world, unfortunately, even more and more often. Spain acquits man of sexually abusing 14-year-old stepdaughter who gave birth to his child. How in the world is that possible that he got acquitted? I don't pathologist, that's it. How in the heck? That is overwhelming evidence. It's his kid. She gave birth to it. So he obviously did something he shouldn't have done. He deserves to be sitting in jail by law for a long time. But unfortunately, that's just going to show how corrupt governments and their legal systems are becoming. Case in point, the Dems want to increase our Supreme Court from 9 to 13 justices. They've already put in the paperwork to start it. You know what'll happen?
Yeah,
They'll get 4 more
yeah.
conservative judges that lean the wrong direction, who will not be fair and balanced, who will have objectives and itineraries that don't match with common people. Excuse me.
so, Courtney, you saying we should be perverts and scam artists? I don't think so. I teach Sunday school. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oops. Wait a minute. What happened? Oh. Thumb hit the mouse. Whoops. Wrong button. Wow. Oops. What was that one? And this one right here. This is what bothers me. This right here. Just a second. What?
Should I rub my ear just in case my cough will go around?
No.
Oh my God.
Good grief. FBI says it interviewed the FBI's or the FedEx's pew pew guy last year. This is right here where a lot of these issues that have crept up in the last 7 years could have been avoided. You've got people who work for this ABC agency who are either A, incompetent. Okay, anybody with half a brain would see a trend and say, no, this person needs to be blocked, until such things are found to be normal.
Well,
Not
you know
abnormal,
what FBI
normal.
stands for, don't you?
Yeah, I can't say
Federal
it on YouTube.
Bureau of Incompetence.
I wouldn't even be that nice to incompetent people.
True. Or it could be answered C, Manchurian candidate. We're from the FBI. Come into this room and look into our eyes. You are going to
Lori,
shoot people.
But the point is, at least from my standpoint, and anybody with half a brain should agree. Hey, Gardner, Josh. If a person, and the last several have been investigated by their own and News's reporting stating that they were investigated, we can go back at least the last 10 years stating that if these people were investigated for criminal, well, let's call it what it is, criminal conspiracy thoughts and activities, which is why they're investigated in the first place. Possible acts of domestic terrorism in theory and in action by what they post on social media and other places. If these people are being investigated by the Federal Bureau of Investigation and somebody is so incompetent that they can't put a big, huge red flag on that folder and say, look, if this person goes to buy a gun, we need to double check, triple check, quad check, go have a talk with them once a week, every week for the foreseeable future until we can either A, confirm that they're not going to do something stupid with it, which they're probably going to, considering everybody they've investigated has actually done something pretty darn stupid. Or that person that works for the ABC agency needs to get fired and somebody else get put into place. If they ain't got nobody that can do this job very well, I will do it. Because I'll tell you what, I can ask a series of questions and I'll know whether or not this person's going to go bat poop crazy or not.
Did we cover the Ukraine?
What's that?
Did we cover the Ukraine yet or not?
Not yet. I ain't got that far. We already read that one. There's Mr. Old Saggy Pants himself. Let's see. Yeah, we already got past all that. Play the mouse button. Oh, let's see. Nobody cares about their secret box.
Wait, go back to Georgia.
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Georgia's a hotbed of political unrest right now with all the recounts and redos and hot seats running. And
right. It's also a linchpin, too. So they're going to try every dirty trick to get Stacey, is it Abrams?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, into governor. Excuse me.
I think that's all the big news. Well, no. This is going to make a lot of people unhappy of the other side of the aisle, so to speak.
All right, I'll be right back. I take care of something.
All right. Cruz no longer wants to wear his mask, saying everybody's been vaccinated or evacuated, whatever. And they're saying that's false. I don't get it. Considering every report I've heard and seen says everybody has been at least once. So I don't get it. Just reading chat.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, the problem with some of the flagging that they use doesn't translate down to states. And that is a huge problem, and it's been agreed on both sides, and I agree with that. I agree with anybody who is flagged, be it on state, local, or federal level, should be seen across all levels. So here in Ohio, if you're convicted of child support, not payment, and you're convicted of it, that stops you from being able to own a firearm. Now, I didn't know this when I went to purchase one a few years back. I did my FBI background investigation, waited the 7 days, went and picked it up. Was talking to an officer friend of mine, and I was talking about going to get my CCW. He says, if you got child support, you ain't going to get it. I said, why not? He says, it's a felony here in Ohio. I said, but the federal government doesn't look at it that way. Well, Ohio's laws are more stringent, and therefore they supersede federal law. Therein lies where the bottleneck is. If one supersedes the other, then there's no communication. There's no generalized standard stating that, it should be any violent criminal activity should be barred from a firearm. Not somebody who's guilty of child support.
Right.
Somebody who's guilty for non-payment of, whatever, and gets in court for it.
Right. We still got a big beef. This is one of the cases we did not win when my family sued the federal government in the state of California, Arizona, and Arkansas. Because back in 42 and 46, they red flag us as enemy agents. And we kept telling them we're third or fourth generation. It should be person to person what they did. And we fought them for 40 years. That was the only legal aspect of that we lost. Everything else we won, but we lost that one. Because at the time they said it was a red flag laws for certain minorities or people that the government didn't like. And I'm still hot under the collar on that one.
Oh, here's wonderful news. Man stole 41 checks. Well, he actually, according to the one below it, says he stole one check and made copies thereof. So, we can really trust our news people's stuff to get it correct. It should say man steals one check, copies it 40 times, and you get 700,000. But yeah, that's, for all this, we'll send it out to you in a debit card so nobody can steal it. And then somebody at the office says, oh, man, that's so much work. I just send them paper copies. Out of heck with it. I ain't going through all that hassle work of trying to set the computer up to go click and click and have it automated. I just send it out in paper.
Read about
that stuff happens. It gets stolen.
Read the Red Dragon bit on blood type, which is true. And if I can find it. If you have this for the minor infection of the red dragon, it will keep it away or prevent it from getting worse.
Yeah, I've got like one sitting next to me and 6 sitting in storage.
So do I.
Vitamin D. How crazy man out, people.
Yep, crazy people are winning.
Well, I don't know about winning, but we definitely getting proven more correct more often than not.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Biden, what are you going to do? Russia's got missiles that make ours look like cheap toys.
It's always fun when Biden sends our troops, and Bobo sends our troops from Afghanistan to the Ukraine. Does that make any sense?
No.
Oh, gee. Here it is. U.S. commander warns that NATO is ready to respond to aggression in Ukraine. That is a bad moment waiting to happen. If you're not a military strategist, you might not comprehend everything that's going on there, but let's just put it in a few simple words. Russia takes 2 steps forward. NATO will push them back 1 step. Then Russia's going to get upset. They're going to do something really stupid.
Right,
Then
like
NATO's gonna
invade
do
Canada.
really
Laura, you're going to have Russian people as guests.
They're coming over. They want some of that beautiful blueberry stuff you made a year and a half ago that
Or the
everybody
bacon.
done forgot.
the two biggest buildups of Russia is not the Ukraine. That's just been going on. They still have the same forces. They're building up on the Arctic Circle and where we leaving the Afghan border, also Mongolia, and also the Chinese border. They're in 5 different locations, and they're like, we're not kidding. These people are pissed.
Hey, Al,
Yep.
Prairie Riders response: Canada will throw empty beer cans at them. They'll bury them.
Just break out the Maple Leafs. Have the Maple Leafs go on a little bit of a tear. And if nobody knows what I'm talking about, go watch some Canadian hockey.
Yeah.
No,
The guys with no teeth.
We'll send Antifa up there to talk to them.
Oh, yeah, right.
That wouldn't do any good. They'd make friends.
They probably get shot like Red Dawn. Hi, comrade. Brat. And
This
those
is
people
another-
who haven't seen Red Dawn, go see it.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie for when it was made. 4 variants of the red dragon are spreading across the United States. Studies suggest they can make people sicker, invade the immune response, or spread faster. Gee, sounds vaguely familiar. I might have said something like that last year. Did I say anything like that last year, Gil?
Yeah, something about it's going to be 12 variants.
Yeah, and we're up to 15 now, so I was off a little bit.
Right.
And there will be a mild relaxation of it, and it will kick into a 3rd trimester, basically, of the whole thing.
Yeah, remember we were arguing.
1918.
Yep. Remember, Dave, we were arguing this one. You have to see the video, folks. We were arguing this won't end until 2023, and we both got it right. Me and Dave got it right. It's not by touch or eyesight. Yes on the spit and yes on the nose. We hit it dead on the bullseye on the nose because Dave mentioned it. I did a research and I did a follow-up video. Most of it is transmitted through the air and it goes through your nose. And Dave hit it right on the bullseye.
Yeah, that's okay. I would prefer to have been wrong. In all honesty, I would prefer to have been wrong. I'd rather have everybody come up. Oh, you were wrong about that. It happens. I'm not perfect. It's one of the things I wish I could say I wasn't right about.
Now everybody has to wear an N95 mask over and over.
Well, speaking of, and I already lost it. So down in St. Vincent, that volcano has turned into a humanitarian crisis. The last pictures I had, some of it up here. I don't know if I can find it again.
Shoot.
Are they still blocking St. Vincent?
Yeah, they had another eruption today.
Yeah.
Where did I find that? That one, I think it was. No, that wasn't it. But another explosive burst of gas on Friday. It did one again today. Although I don't think today's wasn't that big. But like I said, in the first time I covered it, it popped its cork and most of the dome fell back in, plugging it back off again. Then it burped and it burped again. So it could still continue to do it, but it seems like it's getting less and less. I don't know where that one picture I had went. But it shows the coastline city just completely covered in ash. Excuse me. So thoughts and prayers for those people down there. Yeah, it's not pretty down there. But
Right.
on the other side of that, the earth is becoming more volcanically active as well. More and more volcanoes are popping off as we speak. They're just not being talked about because they're not near major population centers that are being evacuated due to lahars and pyroclastic flows. What you got there, Gil?
Just a couple of comments. Carol's mentioning something very obvious, which I've been wanting to talk about for the last
Hey, Howie.
while, is that just like the normal flu vaccine every year, what we have for right now is for the original Red
Mhm.
Dragon, not the current, not any of these variants.
Nope, it was a very original one.
Yeah, and not only that, I've seen several things where they say it's good for 60 days.
And then you need a booster, a third shot for the variants. Moderna and Pfizer is coming out with the variant shots. So after you got the first, the second, now they're coming back and jabbing you again.
Well, you need a refresher for the first one
That's
because
the
after
second,
after 60 days, those are no good anymore.
right. That's the second shot.
No. After 60 days after the second shot, you need to start the whole thing over again.
Oh God.
Yeah, because
They're not publicizing that.
it's no longer, it's only good for a 60-day period.
I hate
Hey,
to be
Howie.
right. Hi,
Hey,
Howie.
there we go. There it is. Get right there.
Yeah.
BLM co-founder insists home purchase is supported by black people.
Yeah, multi-million-dollar homes.
Supported
Not
by
home singular. Homes as in plural.
Yeah, because she's it's been nailed for buying multiple luxurious homes.
four.
But all the girls in the hood say it's okay, man.
3 she rents, and one is in that country club that I can't even get in. That's behind guarded gates, and had a lot of rich, important. I can't say the political party because I'm already on the hot seat saying it too often.
That's why you say the demons.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
We
Caitlin
already
said
touched
that
that one.
suspicious observers will have something.
yeah,
I guess
if it puts off enough gas in the atmosphere, he'll show it up on satellite. He didn't talk about it this morning, so it all depends on what the sun's doing. If there's nothing else to cover, he may cover it. But I think the sun's going to show up and say, "Hey, guess what? I didn't go nowhere. I'm still here. See how
Yeah.
bright I am in this region? Pop."
Yeah.
It's going to
It's
wisp
like-
its little hairy tendrils out in space again.
Mhm.
Watch.
And I'm just laughing because everybody forgets about my phase 6. I did warn people about the holes, and everybody laughed at Uncle Al. And the big one, the biggest South Atlantic anomaly, the world's biggest hole, is pumping in more iodized radiation this month.
Russia bans entry to DNI Haynes, Director Ray, Secretary Mayorkas, and others in response to U.S. sanctions, along with what's going on in Ukraine, that's part of the reason for the sanctions is Ukraine. There's going to be a lot more saber rattling. And now, folks, you have to look at the entire world stage. You can't just pick one spot and say, "Oh, that's not that bad." In and of itself, it's probably not. But if you look at all the major players in the world that are dead set against us, by us, you should know what I mean. Just put a period in between you and yes. If you look at the entire world stage and compare it to what's going on, and you look at every single aspect, you'll notice that just like a tiny little country the size of New Jersey, it's surrounded. And those very same countries that are surrounding that little country the size of New Jersey are rattling their sabers toward us as well, be it ever so quietly. But if you take every bit of news and you look at it and you start putting little pins on a world map, you'll see there's a nice little dotted line going right around North America.
Oh, yeah.
And if you think I'm kidding, go do it. Go get a world map. Go get you a big box of 100 push pins and start looking at all the little plane flyovers and submarine sightings and all that stuff. You'll see what I'm saying is true.
Right. It's like
the funny thing is it's all in your mainstream media. It's all there. It's just a lot of it gets pushed underneath other headlines. It's like Joe Schmo runs over a cow. And then the very last paragraph, "Oh, we spotted a submarine from these people off our southern coast."
or
That's
my
the last line
favorite
of the
is
paragraph.
Bobo is a great president. Meanwhile, 52 airplanes over Alaska. We don't know where they came from.
But they're there.
They're there, yeah. And it's like now Japan's talking, and they formally ended the war last year with Russia, and now they're talking peace agreements with Russia and making deals with them, with India, Australia, and Japan.
We
Because
have a world-shattering question here, folks. This could change the world right here.
Let's
Now,
do it like
I have
do
to
it-
ask
do
one
it-
more question.
Do it like
King of the
Miss,
North.
do it like plastic lady's mind scrambled.
Well, maybe it depends. I have one question. Do you plan on adding any words are difficult this evening. Do you plan on adding anything to those? That will dictate how they're cooked. But if you put poached eggs in front of me, you're going to wear them.
I prefer my eggs on a hamburger.
I've
Hamburger.
cooked enough and can't do it.
I prefer my eggs as French toast.
Well, I think she said she was going to make some French toast. I do believe she said that. She's got nice crispy bacon from her supply of bacon seeds. Obviously store-bought.
Okay, making a sauce for poach, salt and peppered over easy. Sharp cheddar for scrambled.
If you're going to add cheese to it, add a sprinkling of fresh chopped onions to it as well, and you can serve me some eggs.
Carol's
my
response. Carol's response to my thing about doing scrambled. That lady's brain center is liquefied, not scrambled.
I like mine with a burger.
See,
Well, see, if it's scrambled, see, I hate any eggs if they're runny, damp, anything. If the only way I can take any type of eggs is scrambled, well done, dry, bone dry, where I got to moisten it up with some nice salsa.
Yep. When I cooked eggs at Waffle House, and I did it for a while, and I was pretty darn good at it. Really good, actually. And that's not being conceited. It was just customer comments. One of the things they always said was my eggs were almost always perfect. They got them exactly how they ordered them. If they wanted them wet and runny, that's what they got. If they wanted them dry with cheese, that's exactly what they got. And it always looked pretty, even though I cannot stand to look at a poached egg. I could still serve some poached eggs.
Yeah. What about hard boiled?
Soft for me. I like it yolky.
Are they deviled eggs or in an egg salad sandwich? Then hard boiled's okay.
I like the yolky stuff. So I gotta get some coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's another issue with that group going where they don't belong, doing things they shouldn't be doing. That if I did, I'd be sitting in jail. And the reason some of you may be wondering why I'm not going into a whole lot of detail on some of these is because A, you could do your own research, and I'm not saying that to be mean. B, even though I did put fair use clause up in front of it and read it, so therefore it's legit and legal and there's not much they can do about it, still there are some out there that will try and do a copyright strike. So I have to try and limit exactly what I'm doing for fear of getting nailed in or taken down completely. I mean, come on, I just hit 1,000 subs.
Hey, I'm looking at one there. The next one up where you got your cursor at it. Of course, they have to sneak something in there to distract everybody with the American Idol frontrunner. See, that's the flashy. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Don't pay any attention to what's going on over there.
It's just like today's commercials. Today's commercials are made to dumb down people. Literally, I mean, how else can you compare a little teeny green lizard with car insurance unless you make it absolutely, completely, forgive the vernacular, asininely stupid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have never once, nor will I ever consider a little teeny green lizard my car insurance. Nope. Car insurance is car insurance. Labeled as such, marketed as such. Hey, you got a car, you need insurance. Come talk to us. We'll get you a good rate. That's all I need to hear. I don't
Okay,
need
I'm-
these stupid Progressive or Geico commercials that, and I'm not saying this to create flack, although I might get some anyway from somebody, I'm sure. A lot of the commercials nowadays are really turned and toned to make men look stupid. A lot of your TV shows, the men are made to look stupid. Cartoons, even ones on TBN, a Christian broadcasting network. Mind you, the first word of that broadcasting company I just said, have cartoons that make men look stupid. Okay? Nobody is better than anybody. Some people may have more intelligence than others in certain subjects. It doesn't make them any better. Okay? Ben from Suspicious Observers knows the sun a heck of a lot better than I do. Doesn't make him any better, but I bet you I can cook a lot better than he can. That doesn't make me better. Okay? It's 6 1, half dozen the other. God created us all equal. Nobody is better than anybody. He gave everybody different talents and things to use. So there's no reason why anybody should feel superior or not as good as anybody else.
Okay. Well,
Oh
shoot. I know I forgot to
Fish
do
and Loaves.
something.
Remember, Doc Bones and Nurse Amy lives not too far from you. Yeah, I bet you she could find some little wiggly things that she can take down to you and visit you with.
Dave, I'm going to have to jump out of here. I got a couple things to
Isn't that
do.
late
Get ready.
already? Yes,
ready.
it is.
So I'll be seeing you in a little while over on mine.
Okie dokie. We'll see you there. There's a nice happy story. Florida beachgoers formed human chain to save swimmer from a surf. That's a good thing. That's a happy story. We like seeing those. Wow. Some people. And stuff like this is just made to get people's mind off what's actually going on. Get out of here, Nat. Yeah, as you can see, and this page is nowhere near even done. I mean, here's a little sidebar, and we could go for quite a while, but we're not going to. I'm actually going to close that one down. And I'll leave that one up. Anyway. Yes, Fish and Loaves, they have been. So, and that's reason why, what was it, 3-4 years ago, there was a huge push for feminine equality. And mind you, I'm not against equal. If, and this will garnish some more issues, I'm sure. Like I said, we're all created equal. If a woman wants to get in the trench and dig a trench with the guys to lay sewer pipe, I have no problem with it. She wants to get down and dirty, cool. But don't sit there and say, oh, they just won't let us do it. It's a guy thing, and they're trying to make us feel insuperior. And no, it's most women don't want to get into a 6-foot hole and start digging a trench that is going to have sewer water running through it. They don't want to do it. So men predominantly do it. And it's not saying one thing against another race, because you know what? There's a lot of white and black people in this country. I said both races that won't jump in that 6-foot ditch to dig that latrine hole for a sewer. But you got people from south of the border that are more than happy to come up here and make less than minimum wage to do it. So if people want to cry about equal rights and equal this and equal that, then they need to get off their booties and go out and do something that's equal with everybody else. You got people that are down south, And I'm not going to mention no races because then somebody's going to say I was being racist. And I'm not. It's all races. You got people coming from south of the border who are here illegally. And if they want to be here, let's do it the right way. That will come and walk through watermelon patches, orange groves. You know, they'll go out and do all the stuff that most people in this country who live here won't do. They'll go out and pick it by hand. They'll go out there, walk through asparagus fields from sun up till sun down, go home, take a shower, get a 4-hour nap, and start it all over the next day. They're willing to go out there and do that work. You got people in these cities that, oh man, I can't get a job nowhere. Why not? You look, well, there ain't no jobs around here. Really? There's a farmer down there that really needs help. Oh man, I ain't doing that stuff, man. I ain't doing that for that little bit of money. I want some real money. Get off your butt and go down there and work for the guy. Prove you're worth something, and he may actually hire you to do something else.
Right.
The first farmer I worked for, I went down and I said, "Can I do anything for you?" He says, "Go clean that pig pen over there." Well, I didn't want to do it, but I wanted to make $10 because I wanted something. So I went home, got a pair of mud boots, waiter boots, and went down and started cleaning it. I didn't do a very good job because I didn't know what I was doing, but I made an effort. He actually put me to work on the weekends after school. Saturday morning, I'd get up, go down there, and I started making $50 a weekend. I took the initiative. I did something.
Right. When
These kids nowadays won't do it.
Also, folks, what's another bad thing about what's happening at the border?
I ain't grateful.
I have to warn people because I cannot confirm this yet, but it's human trafficking again, not for labor, but for something else we can't say because Dave's trying to get his hours and points. And then the other thing is, I'm warning people, Phase 7's coming up, and a lot of you guys are just laughing and call Uncle Al like that, like crazy old kook. I warn people, and I warned this again, Phase 7 isn't funny. China's doing that on all their occupied countries or going after certain nationals. It's called organ harvesting or blood or plasma taking. Some places we don't, like here, we volunteer to give blood. Other places, they will pay companies to find them blood. And it's a big market, folks. So what do you expect all these healthy young children coming up through Mexico, through South America, and their parents got $500, and they'll be taken care of fine. Guess what they're going to become?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be pumped dry, or, hey, you have a fine kidney there, son, or a liver, or lungs. And next thing, I'm sorry, here's the $1,000. Your son died in transit.
And Fishers, that's a hard one for me. Military service. I think people should have a choice to a degree. Now, obviously, if we're in a wartime situation, we need every able-bodied volunteer, but I don't think it ever should be pushed as mandatory. There's so many different positions in our military branches that anybody from the ages of 17 to 25 should be able to get put to work unless they're physically handicapped.
Okay, Dave, I'm going to jump over to...
we're getting ready to shut down this one too. But, that's my opinion on it. People should have the ability to make that choice. They should not get forced into it. On the other side of that, I also understand that as a military organization, it needs people. So, one way or another, they got to draw them in. I just don't think it should be forced. Excuse me. So, oops. Anywho, it is time for me to shut this one down. Y'all have a minute or two to go get your drinks and take your potty break. And we'll see everybody over at Gill's here in just a few moments. Be safe, y'all. God bless.